I'm a naturalist queen. My powers haven't come in yet. I don't even have my own familiar. I had to borrow this one from a friend.
I'm a poisoner queen, but I'm so weak I can't stomach any of this poison. I'll be lucky if I can kill anyone.
And I'm an elemental queen, the strongest there ever was. I should be able to win this competition. But I don't think I can hurt a fly. Hi everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds. And today we are discussing the fantastic series, Three Dark Crowns series by Kendare.
Yes, this was book number 1, Three Dark Crowns. Don't be confused because one of them starts with the word one. That is not book number 1.
Right.
Awesome series, guys. I've read this a while ago. And then while Joe was reading it, I was like, you know what? I really liked that. Let me listen to the audiobook to wake it back up so that I can participate in this discussion better.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was really good. I enjoyed it both times. Good.
Yeah, and this has been on my list for a while, but my friend gave me all the books. She just handed them over to me. I'm like, what? I've been wanting to read this. And it was perfect. And
yeah.
I'm very proud of myself because I just read them all in succession, and usually it would take me like 2 years.
I know. You didn't give up.
We did good.
Well done.
All right, so what do we want to say? This was such a good series. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's Hunger Games-ish.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We got 3 triplets, 3 queens who are vying for the throne room. They're separated when they're children into 3 separate camps, and they're trained and taught to kill each other, and the one left standing is then the queen.
Yeah. And so each of them are raised by like different parts of the community. So you have the naturalists that control animals and plants, like they can make plants grow really fast. They have animals that are their familiar. There's one woman that has, what is her animal, like a jaguar or something? It was a big cat.
A big cat, yeah.
Feline thing.
Cougar, maybe?
Yeah, and that was her familiar. And so like that family that's raising the queen is supposed to like, you know, help her with her naturalist skills and whatnot, right? So each queen goes to a different area. Then you have one that goes to the poisoners, so she has to learn her skill. And they're like innately blessed with these skills. It's supposed to come out in them. And then we have the elemental queen who can control like storms and thunder and like, you know, mass destruction with the weather.
So like that we've seen before, right? Someone in control of the weather, someone who's, you know, with nature and you know, with animals and stuff. But the poisoner, I thought that was very cool, a nice new addition, not something that's like overly used. Like she can ingest poison and it doesn't bother her. She has to like train her body and then
they have
she can use it to kill people.
They have high priestesses that are like really stern, not very nice women that are training her and like forcing her to do better with her poisoning skills. And if you're a poisoner, you're supposed to like just love ingesting all these poisons, like just have poison food dripping down your body as you're like engorging yourself with all this poisoned food, you know? So it's an interesting thing. And then you want to like mail candies that are poisoned to a dear loved sister to kill her, you know? Something like that. Yeah.
Who's gonna fall for that at this point?
Right?
You know? But they do their work.
So they're on like an island. I forget what the island's called.
Fenburn?
Yes. And that island is protected by like a mist out in the water that was created by one of the queens long ago. And beyond the mist, there's like regular land. And there are men that will come in from beyond the mist who want to like wed the queen. Yeah. So they come and they're courting each of the different queens. They visit all the different areas and they want to, you know, like be the chosen one when the queen is victorious. So it's interesting to have like the two worlds blend. We have this like magical island and then the people beyond the mist that really don't get the vibe of what's going on in Fenburn, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, there's 2 novellas that go along with this series. One is about an old queen from long ago. There's lots of different queens. There's like the white-handed queen, which is, you know what that is? It's they
she
wanted
didn't kill
to make
anybody, right?
Yeah, like other people kill the sisters.
Yeah.
But she didn't, but she gets to be the queen no matter what.
Right.
Because they killed her.
Right.
There's the blue queen, a legion queen, whatever. The other novella was about them as kids, which I liked that one more.
Yeah, so when they were first born, they were raised by like a midwife off in the woods, and they weren't allowed to interact with anyone else until a certain age, and then they were separated and sent to their portion to be raised separately.
Like separated as kids, they don't know what's going on. Like they were very upset to be separated from their sisters, and then to find out I have to kill them, you know, to be queen. Like this is child abuse. Like, what's
But
going on?
Fast forward to their adult selves, they really don't remember that time, and they've been groomed to kill their siblings. So they are preparing for that day to come, and like they're ready to embrace it pretty much when that time happens, because they mostly don't remember their time together as kids.
Yeah.
But it kind of like breaks through as the book goes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really amazing series. I'm trying to think how we can like talk about each of the books without spoiling too much, but like there were some good cliffhangers at the end of each of the books. There were some great reveals that you were like, wait, what? It was definitely dark. You did have like a little bit of like a romance plot line, which I enjoy, but it wasn't so much that Joe was like, ugh, I can't read this.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
So it was like that darkness really like stayed throughout, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then it progresses through like, you know, a big battle that's going to happen later on, and destruction of their land and their values and whatnot. And I think it ended well, right?
Yeah.
There's very mysterious, like ghostly kind of interventions as well. Like
intervention.
Is that an okay way to say that?
I like it.
Yeah. So it just has so much. It was really, really worth the read.
Yeah.
And worth the reread. I really enjoyed the reread so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listened to them on the reread?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you like that?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No complaints.
So
should we spoil now?
There's one particular thing that I just thought was awesome.
We're spoiling.
Yeah, let's spoil.
Okay.
Little
what
spoil.
was the thing that you thought was awesome?
Okay, so Catherine, one of the queens, her lover, Peter, he really loved her. So he found out that they were going to kill Catherine.
Yeah.
They were going to do the white-handed queen business, and they were going to kill the sisters.
The poisoners were going to kill her because like she was so weak.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he, to spare her, I mean, this is questionable. She runs into the woods. He follows her.
And decides to
throw her into this thing, this like split in the earth called the Brechia Domain. And while she was down there, all the souls and the spirits of the previous dead queens are down there, and they possess her.
Yeah.
Like all together at once.
Yeah. And they save her life because she was thrown in this hole. She was like, you would die. No matter what, you would die. But they entered her body, and you don't know right when it's happening, and for a good portion of the book to come, what happens that truly saves her. Like, you think that maybe she just crawled her way up the side of this hole and out, but there's something a little odd about her, and as it progresses, you're like, whoa, there's like wickedness in her. What is happening? And it's
She's
because
different.
all these souls of the queens are now in her, and they want to be queen, and they're like hungry for the throne, and they're hungry for the poisons, and they're hungry for killing, and that was wild.
And that was so cool, right? And she didn't just go and kill Peter. She
right.
You know, I was like, I think she's going to get revenge and kill him.
Right.
No,
she still loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that part of the book, and that's like a big part of the later books. So yeah.
For me, what I loved was the twist when we have the poisoner who she's really can't ingest this poison. It makes her so sick, and they keep thinking like, oh, she hasn't come into her gift yet, but it will come. And then we have the naturalist who can't seem to get an animal to respond to her, and she's supposed to be this great queen, and nothing's happening. They were switched. And so, you know, later somebody tries to poison the naturalist, and she ingests the poison and she's fine. And that's when they figure out, oh my God, she's actually a poisoner. And the girl who's the poisoner, I don't think she ever realized that she was a naturalist, but she had a snake that was like, you know, on her arm and like happy to be there. So clearly she was the naturalist. But I don't think she ever really understood that. You know, that was wild. So they were like switched purposefully, I think.
Probably.
Because whoever, like the mom that birthed them, when she handed them to the midwife, she identified them. She said, this is the name and this is their ability, name and ability. And I think the elemental queen was so strong that she just wanted the elemental queen to win. So she manipulated it and switched the other ones. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, who was your favorite queen?
I think Arsinoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was your favorite?
Mirabella.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with the thunder and making the rain happen and everything and the mist.
See, I really like Jules, who was the friend of Arsinoe.
Yeah.
So I just enjoyed their portion of the story the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool. So I really appreciated what this author did for me in book 2. I think it was book 2. You know, I had trouble keeping everybody straight. There's 3 different camps and so many different people with each queen. I'm like, who are you? What is your role? You know, she included like the little cheat sheet of characters, which I really appreciated because I absolutely definitely referenced it because I had no idea who all these people were.
Yeah, it was a lot of characters to keep track of. I felt like she introduced it pretty well, though. I didn't read the log of who the people were, and some of the lesser ones like Bree and I forget the other ones, like the some of the people amongst the priestesses.
Yeah,
I would lose track of who they were, but I didn't really care because I was able to follow the flow of the story just fine. So there was also dark magic in this.
yeah.
Right?
What they call it, low magic.
Low magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you couldn't embrace your true nature, your true power, you know, and it wasn't coming in for the Naturalist Queen, they went to low magic to try and force a bear to become her familiar.
Yeah,
That was pretty wild.
yeah.
I loved all of this.
It was all so good. Very creative, very original.
Yeah.
And I was reading today as I was preparing for this. The author wrote another book in this universe. It's not the same. It's not the same characters at all, but some of the like landmarks are referenced. And she says the 2 series will meet.
Oh, fun.
That new one takes place before this.
Okay.
She says they will meet.
Oh, we'll have to read that.
So yeah.
Yeah, really fun. If you enjoy a fantasy read, if you enjoy like this kind of competition for power and authority and whatnot, and something really dark, it's just so unique, so good. We really loved it.
And if you're enjoying Book Buds, give us a thumbs up.
And share us with your friends.
And subscribe to our channel,
Book Buds!
I love my book buds.
And he found
You
out.
called her Catherine. Wasn't her name like Katarine?
No.
Yeah. It's not Catherine.
It's Catherine.
It's not Catherine.
It's Catherine.
It's not Catherine.
Find her name.
It's
She's mentioned 800 times in here.
It's Katarine. Oh, Catherine.
Oh, are you mistaken? You're wrong.
Who's Katarine?
Nobody.
Guys? What did I read? That the person was Katarine.
That was something long ago.
No, Catherine?
May I continue?
I have
Arguing
to
with me.
check later books if it's really still Catherine or they call her Katarine. Go ahead.
Do you see how she cannot
it
trust
still
me?
says Catherine.
She cannot take my word
Who
for
is
it.
Katarine?
And that really annoys me.
Who's Katarine?
Okay, can I continue with the spoiler? Because you're ruining the entire video.
So sorry.
Okay, anyway.